Okay, I'm a little freaked out by these videos. All this stuff. I feel like the world has become Uber drivers where you get rated 5 stars every time you take a drive somewhere. Sometimes the modern world I don't know about. But this here, if you don't like it, fine, who cares? The I care. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a scenario analysis. Okay. Now, I'm gonna changing my mind in the middle of this, which is horrible. But I'm gonna remind you how to take this scenario analysis and use, because so few people looked at this video, which I thought was one of the most important things, to use this scenario reporter. And here's the deal with this scenario reporter is that you put in the instructions. You've got to copy this sheet into your model. You've got to select the macros from this sheet and copy it into your own file. I'm just reading this as if you can't read it yourself. We've got to make a scenario name. Make the scenario name a value. Okay. The scenario sheet name. Okay. And then we've got to make all these little links from our scenario page, attach those, and then we've got to attach these buttons. So let's try it. There's the macro that I apparently didn't copy. All right, so how about we'll make Alt EM and we'll put it in our price to earnings analysis. We'll copy it to before this sheet. I suppose we can create a copy. And let's keep the keep going with the instructions. Okay, so we go back to this scenario reporter sheet. We go to the developer tab. We go to the macros, and we edit this and Control A and copy this, and then go back to our other analysis here, and we go to our developer tab. How about a macro again? And in this workbook, let's put it here. Okay. All right. So we have our file built. Now the scenario sheet name is going to be this one. I'll call this scenario output. Okay. And then I've got a stupid phone call calling during videos. Oh my damn. Okay, just a minute. So I'm not supposed to say this, divert like this, but I've lost I've lost 2 phones in the last 3 months. I've dropped one in the toilet. I've broken one. I've got insurance on my phone. So maybe it's better not to have phones because I don't get interrupted. Okay, so we did this, and now let's right click and attach the macro that we're supposed to do. So we attach this one. This is to clear the scenarios. And then we attach this one to copy the scenarios. Okay. Remove scenario tab. Okay. I hope functions goal seek. Oh no, that wasn't very clear, was it? Okay. Now, what we want to do is then this is oh no, what was that? We can delete all of this. Okay, maybe I wish I could make this easier. Now I'm going to be freaked out every time I do it. And then let's put ROE1, ROE, how about short term ROE, long-term ROE, ROE period, and then we'll put short-term growth, long-term growth. That's because of the interpolate macro, that little thing you saw. Don't say, okay, I don't want the interpolate macro anymore. And then we'll put the, what else do we have to put then? We'll put the, okay, how about cost of capital? And then I'm going to put the PE ratio. Okay, this does not work yet with a macro. I guess it wouldn't be so hard to do it with a macro. And then so what we do is we just link up the things. So this was the short-term ROE, the current ROE, the long-term ROE. I'm going to the wrong page. The ROE period, okay, and the short-term growth, the long-term growth, okay, the growth period, you know, and let's put the inflation rate, because I keep talking about that, okay, and the cost of capital, and then we, oh look, I have a mistake here. No. Oh gosh. Okay, see that this is one of those things where you had to recalculate it. I'm kind of babbling on a little bit, but the and finally let's get the computed PE ratio, which now I'm all nervous and I can't find. Okay, and that's the computed cost, PE observed, computed. This should be PE computed. My God. Okay. Okay, and then, all right, so we've got it set up. Now what should happen, let's format this. Shift Control P. Perhaps we press Shift Control 7, and I don't know how long this has taken, a couple of minutes. And then now let's go up here. Now what we can do here is we click on these two, we copy this and go to the value, the varying parameters page. Okay, and we click on these ones now. Okay, let's copy a scenario. And it took us to the right page, good news. And we put base case. Okay, and it copied it, including the formats. And then, I suppose we could make kind of an automatic thing, and let's make a new scenario. So let's make a increasing. How about we'll make a low long-term ROE? So let's make this only by 4%. No, 6%. We gotta have more than the inflation, so we put low long-term ROE. Okay, and then it puts another one. Let's do another one. Let's say I accidentally put copy scenario, and then if I press, let's say I put same by accident, okay? And then if we want to, we press copy scenario, and then if I press X, it takes the last one away. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And so let's try another one with some other things. So let's put this back to I don't know what it was, 10, let's make it 8%, and let's put lower growth. So, whoops, and I forgot. So we just press this, enter, and it didn't do anything because I just pressed entered. So we'll put a lower growth of 2%. I clicked, I keep on clicking, and then we put lower growth. Now, I think I probably have some more work to do on this kind of analysis, but you can start to see which of these things really happen. That ROE just killed you. Look at that. Okay, and let's of course put a higher cost of capital now, you know. So maybe we put this back to 3%, and we put, and of course I did it wrong. So we'll just put our X in there and put higher cost of capital. We'll put that as 10%. Okay. And remember, this just works with kind of a match statement mainly. And it just all works with these little numbers here, and it finds the maximum number, and then once it finds the maximum number, it puts it here. We needed to change this, and with a higher cost of capital, our PE ratio went way down, demonstrating that it's really the cost of capital that's driving things. So let's do another one, and let's just put a lower cost of capital. Okay. I did it wrong again. So good, good. I can, you see, I really need this X one. Okay, so I wonder if anybody's ever looked at this one. You know, I gotta make it a little bit easier to copy, and perhaps a little bit, I have to explain it a little bit better. Excuse me. But I hope this one helps. So let's put a 5% cost of capital. Okay, and then we get a 35 times PE ratio. It's extremely sensitive to the cost of capital. Okay, and now, you know, so let's put 7% back here. I forgot what I didn't. I had something else in here, so I could check what I used to have, 6.56. Okay. Maybe there's a kind of fancy way to go backwards and take our base case and put them back, but I'm not going to bother with that one right now. Let's say I change the period, so let's just make this 5 and this 2, so shorter periods, shorter stabilization periods. So we can see what happens to the PE ratio and all of those kind of things. That looks suspiciously like, oh no, it's not like the base case. I was looking at this case. Now, once you've got this all done, I'm going to save the file because I kind of like this. You can then clear the scenarios and just start over. Okay. Whoops. So you can make your own different scenarios. So I'm saving this in the file. And you know, I think this is worth looking at, but maybe you don't. Okay, so that's our first scenario. I'm going to do a different scenario with this as well. Okay, let's stop